good, follow? It's your girl, Roz Goldenwoode, and today's episode is presented by DraftKings. We are coming to you from our New York City studios, and we are here with an exclusive sit-down interview with my girl and Connecticut Sun star, Bria Hartley is in the building. What's up, Bria? How you doing, boo?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. First of all, I know you've had a couple of stops on your way, but is it nice to be like home in New York right now?
It's always nice to be home. I mean, especially, last time I played here was 2019. Every time I come back, like post-COVID, I'm like, dang, it's so different. So I feel like everything's like new and fresh. So it's nice to get here and kind of just rediscover New York again.
Yeah, no, and you did 3 seasons with the Liberty, but the most recent season we're coming off of, Bria was with the Connecticut Sun, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It means a lot, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we both, like you said before we started the interview, we've come a long way. But for real, like it's a testimony. You were out of the league for 3 years before this season, mostly due to injuries. Yep. You spent some time in your comeback. You played overseas. You played AAU. But 3 years later, you make it back in a WNBA uniform, a Connecticut Sun uniform. Like, how would you describe and evaluate this season back?
Honestly, I try to give myself grace because it's like once you come in, I was just like, I'm just happy to be here. You know, like I was just trying to get my foot back in the door. But then, you know, as the season went on, like there's always a higher standard that you're trying to get to. So overall, I think I played pretty good considering I'm coming back from injury. I would have liked to be a little bit more consistent. But I think I showcased like what I can put out there on the floor still, even though I'm older, even though I had the injuries, like I could still go out there and make an impact on the game.
The game was different this time around, like physically. How so?
I think one, adjusting to the speed. I think also I'm older and with injuries, I'm not as fast as I used to be. So adjusting to that speed, the physicality was a lot more to me. At least from what I was used to, I feel like they let us play a little bit more, at least on the perimeter. So just adjusting to that at first was just working on my body, getting stronger, not waiting for someone to hit me, kind of anticipating the physicality a little bit more, maybe hitting somebody first. So right. Going out there, just being aggressive and kind of being competitive.
You know, another adjustment that people may not even realize, when you left the league, it was 2022, right? And you're coming back in 2025.
I barely played in 2022, to be honest. Right. It was only a couple games.
Right. And so in that time span, there's also been an explosion of just attention around the league. Like, even from that perspective, how much different was it playing in the WNBA now that there's like all of this commotion around it?
No, it's crazy. Even like, you know, every little thing you do on the court kind of just goes right to social media. I think that was different. The fans, whether it's haters or positive, they're like immediately like commenting on your stuff in your inbox on Twitter. Anything I tweet that normally no one paid attention to, I'm just like, all right, like I didn't know they were gonna take it that way, but it was definitely an adjustment, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not used to some of these fans with the new wave that has come in. So just having tough skin through some of that, I think was adjusting. I had to adjust to, and then also just making sure I'm going out there, just kind of staying positive, not letting anyone get to me, and just being who I am at the end of the day.
Right. And getting back to the buckets too. One of the tweets that you had that did go viral for a really beautiful reason. And I'll read it. You said, after 5 surgeries in 4 years, 2 ACLs, a year and 11 months apart, grateful, and all the glory goes to him. When you think about what it took to get back into the W, did you ever lose belief that it would happen at some point?
Yeah, I'll say I definitely lose belief that someone would give me the opportunity. I think a lot of times when you're away, especially from the W for that long, people just kind of write you off, or they're like, I know one of my friends would say, one of the coaches would be like, she's always injured. And I was like, well, she didn't start coaching until 2021. So to her, of course, I was always injured. Right. But prior to that, I had played 7 seasons, like pretty healthy. So just that new wave of coaches that don't really know me in the W or seeing me in the W, I just thought it would be hard to get opportunity. And I just tried to control what I could control. Like I was in the gym every day, rehabbing every day. Like even the day after I tore my ACL the second time, like I was in rehab. And I had to do all the prehab before surgery and then ultimately get the surgery. And I just think I just made that my routine. Like I'm very disciplined in that way where I was just like, okay, every day, like this is what I'm going to do, and taking it just one day at a time.
I know the work you put in to get back here. I do have to say, boy, you couldn't catch a break though, because after all you had to overcome, just to come back from those injuries, the end of this season, your season ended in a meniscus injury that of all places happened in practice. So like, what exactly happened there, and what was it like to, after all of that, have another injury happen?
Yeah, I think that was we had just came off a 3-game road trip, and I think my minutes were definitely a little bit higher than they had been. I think I probably played or averaged like 30 plus in those games, and I think we landed at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. So by the time I got back to my apartment, it's like 5. So I would say probably didn't have the best recovery going into that practice. Probably could have took an extra day for my body to just relax. But everything happens, and I'm a type of player, like I don't really like to miss practice. Like I think I maybe sat out of maybe one practice this season. But most of the time I like to practice. I like to feel good going into a game. So just being competitive in practice, I got a steal, just went to grab the ball and then kind of felt my knee. But ultimately I knew it was my ACL, so that was good. But I did know it was something in my knee. But overall, not as bad as an injury compared to all the others. And just the process it's not something I haven't been through before. And honestly, it's still like the same routine I do anyway. Like I still always have to maintain my strength and everything with my knees. So it just kind of just adds to it and kind of just back to the regular program, really.
How do you work on your mental health through all of this? Where does your resilience come from?
Well, first, God. I just thank him for like the abilities that he's blessed me with, even to continue to do as I'm getting older. So really big, like in Minneapolis, I go to Fellowship Minneapolis, and I've been going there since 2022. So since that second ACL, I think I was always faithful, but I think I made it a routine to make sure I'm going to church every Sunday. And then even therapy, even sports psych. We have the resources with different teams that I've been with, staying on top of that, and then just individual therapy, just kind of helping me plan for life, deal with different things emotionally, mentally, and just trying to adjust and stay like focused on what I can control versus feeling sorry for yourself or whatever. But still take a moment to feel what I feel. But at the end of the day, just know that I can keep pushing, keep going, and that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I believe in everything does happen for a reason. I choose to abide by that. I also believe it's okay to be with hurt. Sometimes like this culture and society tries to make us glaze over things. Everything's great. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm happy. Right. And like I personally subscribe to like sometimes it's all right to address the pain, sit with it, to admit that it hurts, that this sucks, maybe that you fell short, this and that. Talk about all the work you put in on the mental and emotional side. What were some of the biggest like mental and emotional hurdles you had to get over personally?
Man, I think it's just not having basketball. I think that second ACL, when I didn't get signed to a team in 2023, it was just like, that was my first summer, like without basketball or not playing in a W. So just figuring out like what do I do now? And I ended up coaching at a high school in Minnesota. That was really fun. Just building a relationship with those girls, and then in the gym, just helping the youth. I think I really enjoy that. I don't know if I want to coach at any other level, but I like coaching like the younger girls and everything like that. And then really with my son, a lot of times when I'm playing basketball, we're kind of always on the go. A lot of times it's focused more on me and my career. So like he's really good at soccer. He loves playing soccer. So I'm like just being a soccer mom. I remember I was joking last year, my first time out there, and I didn't have the chair that they bring. Yeah. So I was like, I'm a rookie soccer mom. I don't have the chair to sit in. I was just sitting in the grass. So just enjoying that time with him that I get to spend, especially because like when I go overseas and different things like that, my parents help me with him. So I just want to make sure when I am around him and able to be with him that I'm present and like getting the most time with him.
And also you were, in an interesting situation as well this season with the Sun. This is a team, you guys finished more towards the bottom of the standings, 11th of 13 this season. But honestly, by the end of the season, y'all were really playing with everyone. The team looked very different. Like there was a lot of growth, playing super tough. What was it like to be on a team with so many young players, a lot of youth, a brand new coach, and a lot of turnover from last season's roster?
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult at the beginning, just kind of, everyone's looking at like wins and losses. But I think just with my experience throughout the league, I've been on teams that kind of were rebuilding or whatever. I would always say, like, it doesn't have to click right away, you know? I know everyone would like it to, but most of the time, like, that doesn't always happen. Like, we have to be able to learn each other, understand each other, figure out how to work together. So I feel like throughout the season, you saw that. You saw us building. And, you know, sometimes we would have really good practices and we go in the game and it would be terrible. And I'm just like, dang, like, I thought these practices were really good this week. You know, and sometimes that's how the process goes. That's how life goes. It's just, you know, you're in there, you're putting in the work, and it doesn't always show up right away.
Yeah.
So I think as we got to further down the season, that's when you saw, like, okay, now it's starting to come together. Now we're starting to understand each other better, from the coaching staff to the players, even, like, trying to play with each other again. Because even, like, me and Tina played together before, but, like, it's been a few years, you know what I'm saying? So, like, even still adjusting to that. But I was really proud of, like, how we grew throughout the season. And then they were fun off the court. I mean, they're young. They're all on TikTok and stuff like that. Sanaya's, like, got all this personality. So that's really cool, being with Liv, Tina, and Aaliyah, like my UConn people.
Yep.
So we really were developing that chemistry off the court as well. And I think we just knew at the end of the day, just kind of stay together. Like, these games are going to go, we're going to have ups and downs, but let's keep building together.
So I do feel like the Sun, we're often in skirmishes, tussles, if you will. You know, let's address one of the most infamous ones first. And it was one of the earlier times you played the Indiana Fever. And it was where Sophie and JC and Marina and Caitlin were all getting into it on the court, ended up in kind of a fiasco. What do you recall from that game and the way that emotions were escalating throughout the game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was chippy. I think a lot of times there's a lot of stuff that goes unseen, and then fans sometimes just see the big moment and react to that. But I just feel like the game's been physical. People kind of jarring back and forth or whatever. So I think at that point, I think Sophie may have gotten fed up, you know what I'm saying, in that moment, and she was going to hard foul someone. So then I think everyone, like JC, I mean, I was proud of JC. Like, she didn't back down or anything like that. So, and then LA came over there to kind of help her out. I was on the bench at the time. And I was like, dang. But yeah, I feel like these games were competitors at the end of the day. Like, all of us out there, and even like I said, Sophie, like, we were teammates and we have a really good relationship. So when we're out there, you know, it's spur of the moment and emotions run high and stuff like that's going to happen sometimes.
So could the reffing have helped in that game? Could there have been more control from the ref side to help avoid that situation?
I think sometimes in certain games, even throughout the season, not even just that incident, and even other games I watch, I think sometimes, like, there's a lack of consistency, or it feels like there's a lack of consistency. So maintaining that so it doesn't escalate would probably help.
Right. You mentioned Sophie Cunningham. In another game with the Fever, you were involved with the play.
Yeah.
You know, you guys got tangled up where Sophie Cunningham goes down, and it actually ends up in an injury that ends the season for her.
Yeah.
And Sophie actually, you know, there was a lot of commotion on the internet about it and social media. And Sophie actually came through and, like, tried to put a stop to it, had your back, was like, hey, Bria, you know, she's not like that. She didn't do that intentionally. Actually, Bria's my friend.
Right.
And she wouldn't do that. Take me through the play on the court, and then also just dealing with the aftermath of it.
Yeah. So yeah, me and Sophie have been playing together. We played 2 seasons together in Phoenix, so we had that relationship. And on the play, honestly, I didn't even see Sophie. I remember I was driving and Kelsey Mitchell was guarding me, and I see Sanaya Rivers in the corner. So I'm kind of driving, like, underneath the basket, and I want to, like, kind of hit that corner pocket. So I was looking there, and I see Lexi Hull come, and she gets a steal, and I'm like, dang, and I'm like falling as I'm passing. And so I kind of get up and run down the court. I didn't even, like, realize that I hit Sophie in the moment, but I did. Then I, like, kind of felt my leg, and I was like, dang, like, I hit someone or whatever. I was thinking it was Kelsey Mitchell. And then I think when I got back up, I saw she was down. But yeah, I think I just kind of had tunnel vision in that moment. Like, I didn't know who it was coming over. I know there was help coming. I was like, oh, help is coming. Let me try to get the ball out. And then, unfortunately, I landed on her leg, and it was MCL. So I ended up, like, reaching out to her, like,
did you
wishing her a speedy recovery or whatever. And then, after that, though, there was a lot of just messages and everything. You know how fans are just
No, what was it
on
like?
Twitter. I mean, it was a lot of like kind of like racist comments, really. Just that I did it intentionally. I think there was also the big thing of like, oh, I was smiling. I was like, that was a grimace because I just fell to the ground. But I kind of just got to the point where like people are gonna have their narrative, people are gonna say what they want, but you see it all. Like it's hard like not to see it, to be honest. Like when it's like flooding all of like all of my posts, like my engagement posts, like they're commenting under and everything. So there was a point where I'd like turned off my comments on like my first like probably like 15, 16 photos to like, oh, you got to scroll all the way down to comment. And some people still scrolled all the way down to comment or whatever, but I just turned it off for a bit. And then I think I ended up turning them back on later. But then when Sophie did go on our podcast and she said something, it actually did like slow down a lot. So that was definitely appreciated.
Did you speak to her? Did she speak to you to say like, hey, this is happening, and she wanted to like step up to quiet it, or that never occurred?
No, we never spoke really about it. I feel like our seasons were just like hectic, but I feel like when me and Sophie like we have that understanding. When we see each other, we'll talk and catch up. But yeah, we never had a conversation, but she just did that, and I reposted it when they tagged me in it.
I feel like this is a real experience that not just you deals with. And I'm not even speaking that this is happening just from one type of fan base or another. I think it happens across multiple lanes in WNBA coverage, to players, to teams, to media people, like where the piling on can get really nasty.
Yeah.
Like, did it hurt?
Yeah, I think it's just more so like throughout my career, I think I was never really labeled a dirty player. So then it's like now everyone's like, she's dirty, she's this. And I'm like, I swear I'm not dirty. Now, don't get me wrong. Like if someone hits me, I'll probably like be aggressive and hit them back. But I never felt like I was a player where I'm gonna just go out there and like grab somebody like on purpose or do something on purpose. So I think that was just more like annoying. And I mean, I know I did have a lot of flagrants this year, but I was just like, I think I had maybe one flagrant throughout my whole career. I don't think I had any actually.
You didn't back down from
year.
nobody. I mean, you was I've certainly seen you in a few skirmish clips this season.
And I think that's it. I was like, I'm a New Yorker at the end of the day. Like, I think, especially younger too, I was probably a little bit quieter or maybe didn't speak up as much. But I think as you get older, you find your voice. And I'm just like, I've never been the type of person that's going to back down from anyone. So if anyone has a narrative that they want to go with, I'm fine with that. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to be competitive. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to be, direct. I'm going to be a New Yorker. I'm going to be a little like rough around the edges or whatever it is. But I'm out there to hoop. And at the end of the day, like that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. And when you think about all you've had to do and overcome just to get back to this opportunity in the league to play this season, who gonna check me?
Right.
Like, what scares me? Nothing scares me right now.
I should have a chip on my shoulder. And I say that all the time now that you say that. I'm like, what am I supposed to be scared of? Like, people do stuff and come at you. I was like, I'm supposed to be scared of what? Like, and that's just my mentality, like, whether people like it or not. At the end of the day, I feel like I know how hard I've worked. I know I'm confident in my ability when I'm out there. And that's what I'm out there to showcase.
Absolutely. And listen, we love to see that you are a tough player, but you also are a multi-dimensional, full-faceted woman. You talked earlier about your son, Bryson. You're a mother. You're many things. You're a fiance. I mean, your life is very full right now,
yes,
my love.
Yes, it is. We've been saying it's been a good year for me. 2025 has been a really good year for me. So
really? Why? Talk to me.
Really, like I said, even this year, being able to spend that time with my son, because I was overseas last year, I had that whole year with him. And I'll say, actually, beginning of 2024 is when I met my fiance overseas. So then,
this was quick.
Kind of, yeah.
How long y'all been together?
Almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in
time.
Okay. Yeah, 2 years in January. So, we were friends though. We've been friends since 2022 prior. So we've known each other since 2022, but then started dating in 2024.
And it's love and basketball.
Yep.
You were playing ball in Turkey. He was playing ball in Turkey. And I saw the Connecticut Sun also posted your engagement. He just proposed. Like, what will you always remember about the proposal and just both of you saying yes to love right now?
Well, really cool. I always said like that he wouldn't be able to surprise me because I'm just like one of those people who's just like notices every little thing. Like if something's off, I'm gonna be like, why is that off? And he actually did it in Cancun. I thought we were going to Cabo. And so my parents got married in Cancun. So he proposed in Cancun. And then he also surprised me with my best friend, Kia Stokes. come
Kia
in there.
Stokes was involved.
Yes, she
Oh my
came
gosh.
and she knew the whole thing. And I was like, yeah, girl, we going to combo, this and that. And she knew the whole time, which I was like, and then so I'm literally just sitting like by the pool and she walks in. And she's like, what's up? What y'all doing? And I was like, oh my God. And I was genuinely surprised and then just really excited that we kind of got that moment with like one of my best friends there too. Because I mean, me and Kia have been through a lot together, but he actually, because Kia played overseas in Turkey too, they were friends before me and him started dating. So it was really cool just to have her there in that moment. And then for him, I think he was just really excited. I feel like he got nervous for sure. But we've been building for a while, so I'm just really excited for our journey and the next steps.
Oh, that is so awesome. Secured the ring. You go,
Yes.
girl. and also, I mean, your life was even full before that, you know, with Bryson. Look, you were drafted number 7 in 2014. Bryson came in 2017. So 3 years into your WNBA career, you have a son. Like, how did that change your life? How did it change your career? Having a baby kind of early in your career.
It changed a lot. I had to adjust. I think even like a lot of my friends at the time when I think it was on, I remember a lot of people found out because it was on the ESPN ticker though, like Bria Hartley's pregnant. People were like, Bria who? Like, so I think I'm like the baby of the family, like the youngest girl. So I wasn't like always the one that seemed like taking care of other kids or anything like that. So I think it helped me grow in a lot of ways. It helped me become like more unselfish in a lot of ways. But I think it's been the best thing. Honestly, I think my best years playing in the W and overseas came after I had him. And I think it adds that extra kind of chip on your shoulder, motivation, and then also like you have someone watching you now. You know, you can't just say you're going to do something, like you have to like live it. So I think the biggest thing for me is like showing him with actions, like how to carry yourself, how to deal with adversity. And he's seen it all. You know, he's been with me every step of the way, every knee injury, you know what I mean, traded from this team to that team. So he's just been there with me. He's a very empathetic kid, I think, too, because he's been through all that with me. But I'm just excited to continue to just keep getting better, keep being that example for him. And he's my biggest supporter. So that's amazing too.
Yeah, y'all got a fun little relationship. Like, even though he's 7, Bryson?
8. He'll be
8.
9 in January.
Wow.
Yes.
So even, I mean, but he is, y'all kind of like poke fun with each other. He gives you feedback. You get an advice from him. Like, what's the little relationship you guys have as friends and mother and son?
No, it's really cool because, you know, like he's been around so many adults at a young age. Like a lot of times he's around more adults than kids. So sometimes like he talks to you like he's your age and you're just like, hold on now, Bryson, you 8. Like, go relax. So it's really funny. But I love it too because he's so personable and he goes and he can talk to any adult. He's a little bit more like outgoing, I think, than I am initially. I'm more like outgoing when you get to know me. He's like, go talk to anybody. So there'll be times like in our apartment complex, we'll just be sitting like by the pool and then he'll go and play with everyone. And I'm sitting there like, I don't feel like talking to anyone. But I'm like, all right, let me go talk to these like strangers that's just talking to my son. Like, I guess I should meet them. But I think he helps me like get out of my shell in that way. And sometimes I think he does it on purpose. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make sure mom, like, especially when we move around, like he loves like making new friends and he's like, all of us are gonna make new friends. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he'll critique me for sure. I always remember this one story. I think I was like calling him. He was like, what? And I'm like, don't say what, say yes. And I think one time he was calling me and I was like, what? And he was like, Mom, don't say what, say yes. So like he's quick with it. Like he's just very like pays attention to everything. But it's super fun. Like he keeps me in check at the same time. Absolutely.
Nah, he turned the script on you.
Yes. Yep. And that's why you got to live it.
Right. But it also shows you he's listening.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Well, girl, I mean, you're doing it all. You've lived a lot of life in just 32 years.
Right.
You know, you keep saying when I get older, I'm like, you are so young.
I know.
But
in the basketball world, they sometimes make you feel old though. When you hit 30, they make you feel old sometimes.
I feel that. But also keep that grand perspective too. Very proud of you. And
thank you.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you making the time for Good Follow. And, you know, we look forward to you getting healthy.
Yep.
And seeing what's ahead.
Appreciate it. Thank you.